Hi, we're Sparks.
And we're hearing a track by track from our brand new album, The Girl is Crying in Her Latte.
The girl is crying in her latte, yeah. The girl is crying in her latte, sad. The girl is crying in her latte, wow. The girl is crying.
Well, a lot of our tracks, the ideas come from observation, and we spend a lot of time in coffee shops, and you kind of are trying to assess what other people are kind of thinking or feeling around you sometimes. And the music was there first, and then just the title kind of came, and just referencing, this catalog in the back of your head about the experiences you had, and just kind of thinking of the girl that you saw that wasn't necessarily crying in her latte, but that, had some kind of sadness about her, and just kind of exploring that whole thing.
The girl is crying in her latte, yeah. The girl is crying in her latte, sad. The girl is crying in her latte, wow.
Cate Blanchett instigated the relationship that we now have. She came up to us at the César Awards, where she was getting an award, and then we were there getting an award for the music for Annette, and she came up to us and said, "I'm Cate Blanchett." And we went, "Oh my God." And she said she's a fan of Sparks, and we said, "Oh my God." And ever since we've been friends, and when it came time to do the video for the song, we said, "Cate, you're the one, just do something." And she did.
There's a war going on, can't make a mistake, all the girls are on the line.
Well, I've always been intrigued by old Hollywood actresses, and Veronica Lake's story was very unique in some ways. She only had about a 5-year peak in Hollywood. It was pretty much during World War II, and kind of the key to her success, she was a good actress, but she had this peekaboo hairstyle, blonde hairstyle, and she was so successful as an actress and so popular that American women were copying that hairstyle during World War II. And during World War II, a lot of American women had to go work in factories because their husbands or boyfriends were away fighting, and there became these a multitude of incidents where women's hair was getting caught in the machines, and so the U.S. government appealed to her to, can you please tone it down a little bit as far as that sexy peekaboo hairstyle, and she agreed. So the song is pretty much about that in the 4-minute long version of that.
Take up a land to see the world, give us all a break and we're there to see the girl who the imitates the number one choice, Veronica Lake. It's as good as they say it is, that's the way it is.
We had the song, and we had the title of the song, Nothing Is As Good As They Say It Is, but it sounded too much like we didn't have the lyrics yet, but it sounded too much like kind of a bitter protest against, I don't know, just the misrepresentation of things in modern life. Just figured out, well, why not make this not about, a grown person being the narrator of the story, but how about if it was a baby that had just been born that's disillusioned after only 22 hours of being in this world. So that kind of put it in a context where it sounded kind of less ponderous and less kind of hackneyed.
Mama, is there a remedy? Can I just go back where I used to be? I was happy where I was previously. She might seem dispassionate, but that's not true. She feels much the same.
In a certain sense, this is a variation on Nothing Is As Good As They Say It Is, because it's the disillusionment of an art icon Mona Lisa, and
La Joconde.
Instant translation, and so she decides just to want to vacate her present premises at the Louvre and go to somewhere that is more just away from kind of the madness and the insanity of this world. So she just decides to split one evening and go to somewhere that's more remote.
That you were meant for me tonight.
Everybody has love songs about meeting in a park or you know at a dance or things, but we kind of figured there should be a song about a romantic link-up at Monoprix. You know, the thing we always try to do in general is to avoid, to take a situation that maybe in a general sense is a universal one, like people meeting, but try to figure out a way that's not cliched and not hackneyed to present it lyrically within the song.
Who says we don't have the fun above the DMZ?
Wanted this idea of it being a song about Kim Jong-un, the dictator of North Korea. What if, you know, he was this renowned DJ of all of North Korea rather than being just the dictator of that country. And you know, they always have the huge military parades, which are always so elaborate with lots of choreography and women dancers and stuff. And so if just the idea of him being not only this leader of the country, but he's so renowned and kind of now cool that he's also the hippest DJ in that country.
I'm just thinking of marching being a form of dance in certain circumstances, and all the women in those parades are wearing identical outfits, but they're kind of sexy in a certain sense, a little too sexy for North Korea, but there's something about it that's a little erotic, even though obviously, you know, the intentions of the country, that isn't a part of their intent. So you're kind of flipping that to being seen as a dance situation.
They'll be breaking out the hot stuff when you leave.
The song When You Leave, even though it's about a person who feels that he was being invited wrongly to this party. The rest of the people really can't wait for him to go, and that all these amazing things are going to happen when he leaves, but just out of stubbornness, he's going to stay, and just to give them a hard time. It's not from a personal experience of being at a party for either of us, but I think in a general sense, it's a statement of not kind of caring what people think about you and just doing what you want to do. So it's personal in that sense.
It's sunny today, so what should we do?
There's something melancholy about it. It's like almost this, you know, idyllic situation. We're saying it's sunny today, and it's literally sunny today. What are we going to do? It's almost, again, just this little vignette kind of, and in the lyrics combined with that melody, I think really just conjures up these a lot of just really, I don't know, melancholic kind of images and stuff. And he's saying, you know, it's sunny today, it's sunny today. What should we do? Let's get together with the crew, and it's again kind of repeats that same lyric throughout, and it's done to sort of this small, almost like chamber sound sized, you know, instrumentation. And there's something about it that's, you know, it's again a unresolved situation that just discussing a sunny day.
Gee, that was fun.
It can be taken in several, in lots of different ways, depending, what the listener wants to make of it. It's speaking about, obviously the past, and it's speaking about a relationship and talking about how it was great, the relationship, but there were certain things that the person speaking in the song says, I would have done that differently had I, been thinking of that at the time. Like he said, I'd have spent less time on my phone had I known. So it's just somebody reminiscing about even the tiny little details of a relationship and continually coming back to, gee, that was fun. I don't think that there's anything we would have done. I mean, you might have a different feeling, but I don't think there's anything we would have done differently, because the situation that we find ourselves in now is really unique for to be a band with 26 albums and to be now at this point in our career kind of getting this sort of recognition is kind of unusual. And so, we always think that we've taken the right path with what we're doing, and if things have worked commercially or not, it's kind of out of our hands. We can't control that, and the only thing we can control is what we do musically and how we present ourselves, and that we think we wouldn't have changed anything.
Sometimes something you do might seem like it turned out to be a huge waste of time. Like we worked 4 years on a movie musical that Tim Burton was going to direct starting in the early 90s called My the Psychic Girl. And so we spent 4 years doing that, but the film never happened. So at the end of that 4 years, it seemed, this was time wasted, but it turned out, then, flashing forward decades, that in working on the Annette film, the things that we learned through working on My the Psychic Girl were things that were really useful in working on that. So you never know at the time, there could be something that seemed like it was the wrong thing to do, but then maybe at some point it will have turned out to be the right thing to do.
Being with you all this time,